Yeah, and I agree with that. Like you can't be overly cautious, but you have to mix it up. You can't just play the same style over and over, and you can't be predictable. And if you're not willing just to kind of, put it all on the table and just make that risk, like there's a line in Rounders where it's like, your whole life could become just like sitting there waiting to make a move when you got that perfect hand. And but he was always saying you got to take down a big pot like every hour if you're playing, and you got to do what you got to do just to stay alive, and you're not going to stay alive by not taking any risks. So
yeah,
I guess for JT, you didn't lose at all in the heads up tournament, and you beat Marcus how many times? Like 2 or 3? You had to beat him back to back to win the tournament or something like that.
Is that true? I don't know. I'd have to look back at the
Timbo, you were supposed to do my research on the brackets, man. What happened? I never got the email.
Hold on, I can tell you, man.
But when it I guess I'm just curious. Do you prefer to play heads up over anything else? And what strategies do you gotta take into a heads up game, as opposed to just like playing at like a 6-man table, 8-man table? Heads up is just so different. And I think my thing is like, I want this to be over as fast as possible.
Yeah.
If I crash and burn, I don't care. But I'm going to be aggressive and I'm going to bet heavy. And if I win, it's over in 8 hands. If I lose, it's over in 6.
Well, man, like you guys will laugh, but like I took the heads up tournament really seriously, like to the point where I've got like records from all the games I could attend, and like kind of studied them, and like I made myself a spreadsheet with like, here's the hands I'll play, like, and here's the percentages I'll play, and here's how I'll bet. Like you guys would think I'm a like maniac if you saw the preparation I did for that heads up tournament. But I think it was fun to do it, and it took a little bit of the stress out of it. I was still pretty stressed, but like it took having that spreadsheet to like fall back on, like, all right, I've got this hand, where's the random number generator, I'm going to use that and figure out what to bet based on that, or get the hell out of the hand. So yeah, it was a lot of fun to win that, and a lot of luck too. Like, I mean, don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Like, you win a tournament like that, you're going to have some hands where you won that you shouldn't have, and that definitely happened. I think actually against Rockwood early, like he was the first person I played, and that was, or maybe the second person, and that was about as close as I got to getting knocked out, was from Rockwood.
Yeah, because I was crash and burn like all day. But one of the things, like we have August 3rd coming up, which is really amazing. I know D-Smo and Jay are tag teaming it, so I'm really appreciative just to be able to go home and just play poker with my boys. So
yeah,
August 3rd, I'm really looking forward to it. One of the things that I'm going to clue you guys into, if you can think in your head, like, when was the last time you picked up a deck of cards, right? So I was like, when we play in this tournament on August 3rd, there's always an advantage when you're the dealer, whether it's euchre, whether it's Uno, crazy eights, whatever it is. So when was the last time you guys picked up a deck of cards and like actually practiced shuffling? And that feeling that you get when you sit down at the table and start playing your chips, stacking your stacks, like, are you excited for that? Like where's your excitement level, and how are you kind of approaching in person with all these new factors at play?
Yeah, go ahead, Tim.
I actually just played a tournament. It was like a family thing. It was my brother-in-law's 40th birthday, so I put together a tournament. I actually talked to Jay a little bit just in text, and he helped me with that. And I was really excited about that. But we never played, family stuff we never played. And then I realized that nobody really knew how to play other than my wife and like my other brother, Dustin. And it was terrible. I did terrible. I felt like I had to help people more. But it was fun doing that, but it was just, it makes such a difference when everybody knows how to play, and as opposed to, because I think I got busted out pretty early because somebody was like, "Oh, I had 3 paint cards. It just looked like a good hand." I'm like, so did that bad. But I still love all that. I mean, I would play professional poker if I, had any kind of sort of skill at it.
Okay. JT, what's your take on the tournament? Considering you'll be
Man,
there?
I'm excited about it. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be weird not playing online, like playing live, because like I said, like I can't fall back to the spreadsheet. So it's going to be a little more like I'm going to have to like rely on my own brain versus like this plan I've got. So yeah, it'll be interesting and different, and I'm looking forward to it. Just kind of surviving by your wits versus the preparation you've done.
And I know when I talked to Cobra, he said he was going to carpool in with you.
Oh, really? Yeah, I hope he will.
Apparently, he's riding with you. So
cool. Yeah, I've been pushing for that. So.
And Vincey was definitely in. I don't know if you heard this, but Andrew Mahon will be in attendance. I spoke with him.
That is the most exciting thing to me. I'm a big fan of Andrew Mahon.
Yeah, so I'm excited just to get him out in a. You know how he's always like, I've always preferred the company of men. And this is like, yeah, dude, like cool, man, but we're just playing cards. So
any phrase he says makes me laugh just because of the way he says it. Like he could say any nonsense phrase and I'd giggle.
So I definitely am looking forward to getting out for that camping trip too. So I'll probably only be able to do like a day. But
that's
if
fine.
You can see, that's my suitcase drum, which I'm actually bringing home. And this is my guitar. This is Big Leo that I was going to give to Timbo, but decided if he wants it, I love it so much, you got to come to my apartment and get it. So, and I might change my mind at the end. But I'm going to just pull these questions up, JT, for you. Mm-hmm. And these were the ones I think I sent these over. But we covered most of this. But real quick, dogs or cats, which you prefer and why?
Dogs. I do like. I can't believe none of my cats has like hopped in my lap while I've been here. I've got a couple of cats and a dog, but I think just dogs are a little more fun and a little more like just enthusiastic about everything. So, yeah, I'm definitely. If I had to pick, I love them both, but I'd go dogs. What else?
Dogs for me. Timbo, same question.
That's a tough one too. I'm with JT. That I got a dog and a cat, and my dog's black. I got a black lab. She's awesome.
All right, so we're just gonna.
Oh man, you cut him off.
We're just gonna like. Well, we're trying to like. I'm trying to get time, like because I know JT. You said you were trying to get a cash game by 10, so I'm just trying to wrap this part up. So it's not a tough question. Like dogs or cats, dogs. So this is for JT only. Can you name all the CPL Elite members who have participated in this show?
I think so. Cobra, Jay Sums, Time Bank, Vincey, and myself.
All right. And there's only one that appeared without a dog. And I heard a dog barking earlier, JT, so it's all good. But
okay, good.
Who was the guest that came without a dog?
I haven't. I don't remember Jay's dog. I don't even know if Jay has a dog, but I don't remember a dog showing up on Jay's screen. Is that the right answer? Or was it Vincey?
I think Peabody would have been acceptable. Vincey was a right answer, and I'm gonna have to double check on that because I actually spoke with Jay for an hour after the three of us did it. So at some point, I think a dog appeared.
I remember Smo's dog, and I remember Alex's dog, but I don't remember. I think I remember Smo's dog. Now you got me questioning even that. Yeah, good question though.
So when CPL first started, you were the mayor of Hippie-town, right?
At some point I was the mayor of Hippie-town.
So what town or city do you plan to become the mayor in next?
It'll probably depend on which avatar I choose. That's usually what I go with.
So that's actually incorrect. You're supposed to say Ann Arbor.
Well, that's Hippie-town, man.
Go to Asheville, North Carolina. That's Hippie-town.
Okay.
And Timbo and I have both lived there. So, so in your opinion, did Ann Arbor adopt A2 as an abbreviation to avoid being mistaken for drunk people with 12-step problems?
It's possible. I thought Ann Arbor, I didn't think it was A2. I always thought it was A squared. That's what I remember. I think that's just hard to write. You know, you got to have the right font and the little 2 that's like a superscript. So that's tricky stuff. You muted yourself.
I muted myself. How do I do this?
You still got Tim on mute, huh?
I tried to undo that too. I asked him to unmute, but I don't know if he.
There we go.
Tim, are we good?
Yeah.
All right, so this is strictly for JT. Frickets or Beersby, which do you prefer and why, and what is Frickets and or Beersby?
Ricketts is the name of the game I'm familiar with. I think Jay was just trying to make up something funny there, but it's kind of a better name. But
oh, it's the same.
Yeah,
the same game.
Short version is you take a couple like skinny poles and stick them down. Typically, people play on land, but we play in the river, so you kind of stick them down into the river, and you take a empty solo cup on top of each pole, and so that's a setup on one side. The setup on the other side is you've got the same thing. And one team is on one side, the other team's on the other side. You've got kind of a heavy duty couple Frisbees. So when a team, they're round, they'll throw a Frisbee, and the ideal is to get it like right through the poles. It's pretty skinny, you're pretty far away, so it's tricky. If you get it through clear, I think you get 2 points, maybe 3. Well, most of the time, if anything, well, most of the time you go wide, but a lot more often than going clean through the poles, you'll hit a pole, and sometimes a couple flip off of that pole because it's super wobbly and long. So if the other team doesn't catch it or catches it dirty, the team that was throwing gets a point. But if they catch it one-handed without like trapping it on their body, then the catcher, that team gets a point. And then you play to like 21, got to win by 2 or something. And you got to have beer in your hand the whole time. So that's.
But Pat, you never played that game?
It sounds intense, and no.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
JT, I lived in Colorado where they play with ski poles on top.
Oh, there you go.
Perfect.
What'd you call it? Frickets?
We called it Polish horseshoes first, and then it went to Beersby's.
Oh, Beersby. Wow. Okay.
Because they use like a ultimate frisbee, we would use.
Yeah, Beersby's a much better name than Frickets.